Good morning. Coffee with Karen. How's it going? It wouldn't be coffee with Karen if I woke up and got ready first, would it? It was hair washing night last night, so it's even flatter than normal. Oh, goodness. And I go to bed with it kind of wet, so. Lucy's here to say hello. Say good morning, Luce. Good morning, Luce. So I woke up this morning and I was like, I don't have anything to talk about. And then within 5 minutes, I was like, I have something to talk about. Oh my gosh, because I'm tired. I'm going to have to go back to bed. You know, it's funny. I woke up and I was like, I'm going to have a cup of coffee first, and then I'm going to take a nap. Oh, and it works. It works. It's funny. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how I'm starting to feel right now post-election. This may be triggering for some people because you may not be ready, you might not be in this space. And so one of the things I'm trying to do is lean into my own intuition because that's why I'm trying to use this channel a little bit to help people lean into their own, okay? Because getting answers directly from something like that, like asking my angel guides yes and no questions or whatever and just getting their answers is not leaning into my own guidance, right? It's just easier to ask them, right? So the reason I'm saying that is as I start to have this conversation, if it starts to feel good for you right now, then that's your intuition saying, okay, this is a good message for you right now. If it starts to feel icky, that means your intuition is saying the message is not good for you right now. That doesn't mean the messenger is not good for you, because I've noticed people taking things out when they're triggered on the messenger, but it's your intuition just saying, you know what, I'm not quite ready for that. Okay, so it's just kind of an interesting, I had a girlfriend listen to one of my videos, and she was triggered by when I use intuitives, like, oh, and I think at that time I was probably not discerning between people who already lean into their intuition and are comfortable with it and have been following it versus people who are who are learning about it, who are discovering that they have intuition, discovering how to utilize their intuition. And I'm on that end. I'm on the end of discovering. And so I had some thought about that. And however I was speaking at that time, she felt that she wasn't, because she wasn't already an intuitive, or you're not an intuitive. We're all intuitives. But because she wasn't there yet, she wasn't understanding how to tap into it or trust it. It's really trusting it, I think, right? We all have it. We all get the guidance. We don't know. We don't trust it yet. That she didn't feel part of the group because I think I had come off as if I was insinuating that this is a place only for already fully developed people who have fully developed their intuition. And so that was a really good message for me to know that. Anyways, that's not what okay. I guess I'm going to talk about that today. But my intuition right now, it's really interesting because I hear spiritual leaders who have a much deeper intuition and understand, who have been working on it for a while. Again, we all have that. We just have to, it's like, developing a muscle. It's like developing a language, or learning a language. I'm starting to understand a little bit more about this timeline thing, how there's different timelines and we can choose to be on different timelines. It's almost like different realities. And what occurred to me this morning, and this might be, hard for people to understand, because again, I'm just learning to understand it right now, that the whole thing that's going on with government on both sides, all of it, there's a part of me that woke up this morning and went, you know what, people, you created that. You created that. That is a mess you're living in, all of them. Because there's so many guardrails that have never been set up to allow what's happening to allow this stuff to happen. The propaganda, the way that we've been weaponized, if we have, by other foreign countries, and internally weaponized and utilized, and the misinformation. I mean, it's been proven that's misinformation, and people still, just disregard it. The brainwashing, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I don't know if I want to, that's like a timeline. It's like those people are like, that's okay. They got stuff to work out. No judgment, just go work it out. But I'm like, man, I think I'll sit over here on this timeline. I don't know. It's interesting. I think my sister has always been on that timeline. She's just like, yeah, I'm just living my life. Now, that being said, I will fully acknowledge my white privilege in being able to do that. And it just is. I'm not even going to go into white privilege. If you want to learn more about it, Google it. But it just is. It just is. It's not what I want to talk about today. And my middle class upbringing privilege that I had. So it might be, I don't know, because I'm exploring. This is an exploration. I don't know if if I'm able to be on that timeline easier because of that upbringing, or if my spiritual journey right now is saying, yeah, that's the timeline to be on. I don't know. I wonder what you guys think. But I'm starting to feel like, again, just like, you guys deal with that. I think it has a little bit to do, like, I started getting a little, because I don't know the inside scoop. I'm not willing to really dive into it like an investigative journalist, because that's not what I do. I'm just not interested. But like, why 45 was ever even able to run, that's a lot of people are having that question. We've been for years waiting for him to be held accountable for the stuff he's done, which some things he has. And then when he has, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I mean, the morality of the whole situation is just mind-boggling. And so, the left has been in power the whole time. They let that happen. So, and I'm not here to blame. I'm not here to make excuses. So you can go ahead and put it in the chat. This isn't really a conversation about making excuses. It's not a conversation about giving up. It's not a conversation about, fight, type of thing. It's just a conversation of that's their mess. That's just their mess. And it's so messy, you guys. It's so ineffectively messy. It's like, come on. You guys, this is, and I am, how I think 45 initially got in because people are like, considered him a good business person, which most people, well, if you know about him, he's not a good business person, but really is not. He's the bankruptcies and the debt and he's just not a good business person. But I understand the need, people thinking that they're putting someone with good business sense in power, because this is not how successful businesses act ever, because you wouldn't be a successful business, right? And I think that's what people hoped for. That is what people hope for. And then it just got out of hand, you know. It got out of hand, and the left got into power. I don't even like to use the word power, but were elected. And then it doesn't appear, again, from my reality, that a whole lot was done to put up those, you know, to even have conversations. And maybe they were, but you know, they choose not to share stuff with the public, and that's their problem then. Then they have then the whole world doesn't trust them. Nobody trusts them. And so I'm just like, you know what? You're a mess. I'm going to be in my timeline with my community who talk, you know, who are exploring the truth, who are exploring our connections. And I'm not sure how much I'll pay attention. I'm not sure I won't. But that's just how I'm feeling this morning. That's how Coffee with Karen is. It's like, this is how I'm feeling this morning. And I'm really trying to just say, you know, like I woke up this morning, like I said, and I was like, I don't have anything to talk about. And immediately I got like, no, you need to, I didn't hear this, but I just know you got to talk about this. So even though I didn't, sometimes when we think of people who have connections like mediums or whatever, you think you literally should hear them. And I think people do, like they see images but what I'm doing right now is if I get I consider it a download. It's like, that's how they're doing it. You know, that's how my spirit guides are working with me. It's like the relationship that we're talking about on the channel. There's another video about developing a relationship with your spirit guides. Your spirit guides, when you get an aha moment, I don't think you're alone in that aha moment. Let's just put it that way. So when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I don't really feel like talking about anything, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, I should talk about that. That wasn't my aha moment. That wasn't like my brain, you know? So these are the kind of conversations, and whatever sparks the conversation, it might be something in the news. It might be something in your life that you're sharing on here, that we are, you know, when we get suggestions, ideas, you know, anything like that, we have my sisters doing spreadsheets so that we can kind of follow and see what the community wants. So we're not paying, if we don't directly respond to your comments, because there's a lot of them, we're not ignoring you at all. We're doing a lot of, really just to try to be as effective as possible. But anywho, so a couple things coming up today. I've got a really cool angel reading, and I did it last night. And it's called Angel Message About Donald Trump. And then I wrote, it's not what you think, because it isn't what you think. It's not about Donald Trump. It's a message for you about Donald Trump. About how, it's an angel message for how your spirit guides want you to view the situation. Okay? And I'm really excited. I mean, I just got done and I was like, wow. And maybe that's why I woke up like this morning. And I've been doing a lot of clearings because I've been doing clearings for the channel. And so maybe, you know, these kind of things really work. For me, they do. And so maybe that's why I'm at this moment right now. And it's not even, I don't even feel like it's acceptance, you guys. I'm not accepting. I'm not like laying down. I'm not accepting the whole situation. It's despicable. I'm not accepting it. But I also feel like not my monkeys, not my circus, not my monkeys. Not my monkeys, not my circus. No. Is it circus first? I can't remember. I almost think we're going to get a mug shop going for YouTube in YouTube. And I think that we got to have that on there. Not my monkeys, not my circus. I'll look to see if that's copyrighted or not. because it's not. So cool angel reading coming up today. And then I'll do part 2 of Let Your Spirit Guides Speak. So I have a little series in the channel going on like this, like 20 minutes. I'd encourage you, if you're interested, to get this book. It is amazing. Like, I literally read the intro and I'm like, oh my God, I love this so much. So, because the language just, I mean, it's exactly the message and the language that I want to bring to this channel. So it just spoke to me so much. So in the section, if you go to the channel homepage, which many people probably don't do, but if you go to the channel, then there's playlists and you'll be able to find stuff. So, all right, well, what do you think about what I talked about? Where are you at? Does it resonate with you at all? That's just curious. All right, have an awesome day. Bye-bye.